Hello, everyone. My name is Melody, and I'm a therapeutic hypnotist. I help people overcome betrayal and release the lingering feelings of anger and resentment that very often occurs as a result of it. The reality is, we all experience betrayal in different ways, but at the root of it all, when you've been betrayed, it really means that someone came along and exploited your willingness to trust them, purposefully manipulated your perception of reality, and did so for their own selfish reasons with very little regard for how you would be affected. That is essentially what betrayal is. And we experience this in very different contexts. For example, people that have gone low contact or no contact with their family members, survivors of narcissistic abuse, people who have been subject to ongoing gaslighting, people who have been forced or coerced into caregiving responsibilities because of culture or guilted into it because of family obligation, people who've experienced infidelity in their romantic relationships. All of these things would be examples of betrayal. And because of the investment of trust involved in these personal situations, that's where the lingering feelings of anger and resentment come from. I think most adults already know that life can be pretty unfair, but it's a very different thing when someone comes along and intentionally makes your life as unfair as possible. What I think is important for people to understand is that those who commit acts of betrayal, they're not doing it because you've done something to deserve it. It's kind of like a spider's web. The spider spins the web, but it doesn't actually care what kind of prey gets caught in the web, so long as it catches its prey. And if you're someone that's been betrayed, it might be difficult to shake the idea that you did something to deserve it. Very often, people spend years of their life poring over the details, questioning what they could have done to avoid it, beating themselves up because they didn't recognize the signs, or sometimes engaging in self blame like they did something, when in actuality, that person spun a web, you just happened to be the unlucky soul that got caught in it. And so when people are able to actualize that people betray because it's in their character as opposed to because you did something to deserve it, that's very often the first step towards letting it go. And hypnosis can very much help with that process by helping to identify the beliefs that keep you locked in the past and help you release them and identify more helpful beliefs and patterns that will serve you moving forward. Very often, when people have experienced betrayal, it completely violates their sense of trust. You wonder who might do this to you again, and you might become hyper vigilant to the point of damaging your relationships while you try to protect yourself. Or you might even be unwilling to let people in the future because you know that if someone close to you can hurt you, then anybody else in the world can do worse and care less about it. And so hypnosis can help you with identifying those feelings, honoring those feelings, and eventually letting them go to make space for ideas and ways of living that are better, that are much more helpful for and much more conducive to your healing. So if you're someone who has experienced betrayal and you might want support with the lingering feelings of anger and resentment that you just can't shake, please contact me using the link in the description. I'm always happy to help, and I understand we've all been through it, some of us more viscerally than others, but there is a pathway forward. So I hope this message finds you well, and I do hope this video helps you feel emboldened to reach out and pursue your healing. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you take care.